Okay, you've probably seen them everywhere, right? In those gorgeous smoothie bowls on Instagram, in juices, all over health food stores, acai berries. They've absolutely blown up around the world as this amazing superfruit. But their story, well, it actually starts deep in the Amazon. So let's get into it and figure out what's up with this purple powerhouse. So, what is it? What's the secret sauce here? How did this little purple fruit go from being a local staple in the rainforest to a global health phenomenon? That's what we're here to find out. All right, so our story starts in the rainforests of Central and South America. And for the people who live there, acai is not some new trend. Nope. It's a huge part of their diet, a true staple food that they've nicknamed purple gold. Now, here's a fun fact for you right off the bat. The acai berry isn't actually a berry. Technically, it's something called a drupe, just like an olive or a cherry, because it has a pit in the middle. It's this small, round fruit with a deep purple skin. And the taste is, well, it's really unique. People often say it's like a mix of blackberries and a really earthy, unsweetened chocolate. So beyond that interesting flavor, what's really going on inside this little fruit? What's making everyone so excited about it? Let's break down its nutritional profile. So have a look at these numbers. This is for 100 grams of the frozen pulp. What really jumps out? Well, for a fruit, it's incredibly low in sugar, and it's surprisingly high in healthy fats. That combination is almost unheard of in the fruit world, and it's a huge part of what makes acai so special. But the real star of the show, the thing everyone talks about, is the antioxidant content. So what even are antioxidants? You can think of them like tiny bodyguards for your cells. They go around and neutralize these nasty, unstable molecules called free radicals that can cause all sorts of damage in your body. And just to give you a little perspective on its power, check out this chart. We're comparing the antioxidant capacity of acai to another famous superfruit, blueberries. And wow, it's not even close. Acai has more than 3 times the antioxidant power. It is just absolutely packed with them. So with that kind of antioxidant firepower, it's really no surprise that researchers are super interested in what acai could do for our health. And the early science is pointing to 3 key areas where it might have some real benefits. First up is heart health. There's some early research that suggests acai might actually help improve our cholesterol levels. Now, animal studies have shown some pretty promising results in lowering that bad LDL cholesterol. And there was one very, very small human study that seemed to back that up. Researchers think it might be because of these things called plant sterols, which kind of act like bouncers at a club, helping to block cholesterol from getting absorbed by your body. But, and this is a big but, the human research here is still really, really limited. Okay, the second area of interest is a possible anti-cancer effect. And I've got to stress that keyword possible. The research here is still in its very early days. So in lab settings and in animal studies, acai has shown some ability to stop cancer cells from forming and spreading. In mice, for example, it actually reduced the occurrence of certain types of cancer. So while scientists are definitely hopeful about its future role, they're also the first to say we need way more studies, especially on humans. And finally, number 3. Let's talk about the brain. It turns out those same powerful compounds that give acai its antioxidant punch might also help protect our brains as we get older. Here's how it might work. The antioxidants help fight off inflammation in our brain cells. But what's really cool is that in lab tests, acai extract actually helped kickstart something called autophagy. The best way to think about that is like the brain's own housekeeping service. It cleans out all the old toxic cells to make room for new healthy ones. And in one study, this actually led to better memory in older rats. Okay, so we've seen some pretty promising stuff. But before we all run out and declare acai a miracle food, it is definitely time for a quick reality check. We need to separate the real health benefits from the hype. And, one of our sources really summed it up perfectly. While all this initial research is exciting, it's really important to take the health claims with a grain of salt. So what do you need to watch out for? Well, first, just remember that most of the big claims you hear are based on those early studies, not big human trials. And second, this one is huge. You have to become a label detective. So many commercial acai products, especially the juices and sweetened purees, are just loaded with added sugar, which can pretty much cancel out all the health benefits. So, with that more balanced view in mind, let's get practical. How can you actually start using acai in your own kitchen? Let's talk about bringing the berry to your bowl. You're usually going to find acai in one of three forms. The frozen puree, that gives you the most authentic, classic flavor. The powder is the most concentrated form of all the nutrients. And then there's the juice. It's also high in antioxidants, but it's almost always the highest in sugar and lowest in fiber. So for most people, that unsweetened frozen puree is your best bet. In making one of those classic acai bowls, it's honestly so simple. You just blend that frozen, unsweetened puree with just a splash of liquid till it gets thick and smooth, almost like ice cream. Pour that into a bowl and then just go crazy with healthy toppings. Sliced fruit, seeds, coconut, maybe some nut butter. So after looking at all of this, what's the bottom line? Acai is a really nutrient-dense, antioxidant-rich fruit that has some very promising potential. It is a powerful fruit for sure, but it is not a magic bullet. It delivers healthy fats, a good dose of fiber, and a truly incredible amount of those beneficial plant compounds. So yeah, enjoy it. Just be smart and watch out for those added sugars. So the real question now is, knowing all this, how will you add it to your diet?